After Vietnam, after flying, you go to seminary and you come back in as a chaplain. Where's your first duty station as a chaplain, sir?
Oh, that was great. Yeah, I loved. Well, I was at the chaplain school. Before I could come on active duty. I needed to get in the reserves, and I was a Southern Baptist, and they said, there's a long waiting list ahead of you, so you can be in the reserves quite a while. And I thought, oh no, I'm ready. As soon as you can, put me in. And so by the grace of Almighty God, the door opened while I was attending the orientation course at Maxwell. And several of us reservists got called to active duty. And this was 1978 to report in January of 79, and I got to go to Lackland. And at the chaplain school, some of those instructors said, oh no, Lackland, oh no, it's basic training, oh, it's not, parish ministry. So I didn't know what I was getting into, but I loved it. It was so good. One of my civilian Baptist preacher friends said, oh, you chaplains, they never get to preach. You just have to be a counselor. And then I go to Lackland. And on that first Sunday that I preached in the basic training chapel, I preached to 1,000 airmen 3 times.
Oh,
that was more
my.
people I'd preached to in the last 5 years in one Sunday. I thought, this is great.
Okay.
And the other important thing about Lackland was I had a tremendous boss, a Roman Catholic chaplain was my supervisor. And he said, you be a good Baptist. I said, yes, sir, I'll do my best. So that he was telling me, this is a unique kind of ministry, and we hired you. This is my first chance as a chaplain. We hired you. One reason was because you're a Baptist, and we need X number of Baptists. So when you're preaching, you better sound like a Baptist. So I did. I tried my best, and it was so fun. It was so good. And I learned a lot on that first assignment I think there were 26 chaplains at Lackland at the time.
Goodness.
We had a crowd, and those were the days in the 70s. We still had a lot of folks coming into Air Force. So we had a lot of chaplains, and it was a tremendous experience to work with those different chaplains. I'd never met a Christian Scientist before, but we had a chaplain that was one, and he and I shared the chapel service several times and so forth. So we learned to respect one another, and also to be ourselves, and how terribly important that was, to sound a clear note. Because that's where we were hired.
Exactly.
And it wasn't to become a generic religious leader. It was to be a Baptist in uniform and take care of everybody.